sound system is something where I can tell you about, but you have to feel. You see, that's the nature of sound system. I can tell you about sound system from now till tomorrow morning, but you have to feel sound system to know what sound system is about.
Sound system is just box, set of bass bins, set of mid-range, and set of tops, and you have them all spread around the room. I don't know how much stacks, enough man, depending on how heavy a man's sound is, how much stacks him have around the room. And then have amps, you know, a bass amp, and a mid amp, and have a tops amp, then have a preamp to control them all. Then have EQ, equalizer, and sound effects, you know, they have a different thing, but it's the power and the music. That's what really is the sound is about. It's the power and the music.
We talk about the bass end and stuff. You know, reggae is a bass dominant music. Its melody is in its bass line. You know, I've always kind of said that about the music. You know, a lot of other musics, it's not about that bass line. It's just there as a underpinning the rhythm and stuff. But reggae, it's all about that. So, you know, we see our sound systems with all these big speakers and, you know, massive amps and all that, and we push them things hard to make people really kind of feel it. I don't really know how you can get that across to someone without dragging them by the scruff of the neck and pushing them in front of a stack of speakers and say, yeah, just check this. You know what I mean? It's like, right. I think that's all you can do, and smile at them.
The love of music, that is the greatest, because no man can pay we for what we do. There is no wages, there's no set wages for what we do. We have to love it, or we must be mad or something like that, but musically mad, you know?
Part of this music world, you know, we are only part of it, you know what I mean? Everybody's got their own piece, but our part it's different from the rest, you know? So we need to carry our part through, you know, because that's what we do, you know what I mean? And that's how we play our music. Every live band goes out there and plays their music. We play our music on the thing we've called sound system. They would call it PAs, you know, ours is a sound system, you know?
There is nothing like presenting roots music to the people with the tool of a sound system. You know, PAs are great, and PAs are getting better all the time, you know, in-house club sets and stuff. But, you know, with a preamp and an actual home-built sound system, the vibes are incredible.
Sound is doing its work because the way it brings the tune, the music over, it's totally different from radio or listening to it on the internet. You know, the music is amplified and there's emphasis on bass and mids and tops and it just changes the whole aspect of the tune. So this is where sound is important, sound system is important.
So it's very different to a discotheque, where every discotheque sounds like a next discotheque. You know, you've got this DJ, that DJ, that DJ. If you listen to them, they will all sound the same. But you know when you put Abashanti and a next sound into a dance, earthquake, that you're getting two different sounds. Both of them have amplifier, both of them have speaker box, siren box, microphone, and both of them sound different.
Your own thing is your own thing, you know. You understand? And there's no way a system in a club is gonna sound half as good as your own sound. Trust me, you know? And the way, when your music drops playing on your own sound, the way you deliver it, you know? That is part of how the music sounds. You get to feel the music a certain way.
You design your sound to sound the way you want it to sound.
You do your own thing.
Yeah. So when the next sound play, it sound like a sound, but it won't sound exactly like how you are playing.
That's your individuality.
Yeah.
Because that's how you sound. And every sound sounds different. No two sounds sound the same.
So some sound system brethren have, you know, like technical knowledge, you know, in terms of audio. So some of them can actually build their own amplifiers and build what we call a preamp, you know. And a preamp now is like a glorified mixer, but a preamp is something that you put your individual mark on your preamp.
Everything has got a part to play. In your selection, yes, it's got a part to play. The engineer has got a part to play, but the sound system is really the workhorse. Without the sound system, you're not going to get that feeling, that vibes what everyone's looking for, you know?
The reason why sound system actually makes the music sound better is because it's like you're returning the music back in the studio, you know, because you got all this equipment, you know, to help you to sort of make the music sound good. And even back then, the people that were building the amplifiers became superstars. Our builder was a man called Mr. Harold Pittigue. And Harold became UK famous wide among sound system man as a amp builder, you know, for building perhaps the most famous preamp, you know, in the UK that we call it Magnum. It's Coxsone preamp. It was the first one that we had a gunshot in it. It was back in the 70s. Whoa, Festus used to like bust this gunshot on the Magnum, a little preamp about that big, not very big. And that's what actually carried Coxsone through our whole time from in the 70s up until like the middle 80s, that Magnum preamp. That was Coxsone itself. I mean, if we lost everything else and we had the preamp, we were okay. You know what I'm saying? The preamp always traveled in the car with us, in the front of the car or in the truck, yeah. That was the sound.
I'm Mark, some people call me Mostec. I build preamps for a lot of sound systems, UK, Europe, wherever basically. Well, I've been doing electronics since as long as I can remember, 5, 6, I had an interest. Got my first Soldier 9 at 12 and just progressed, but I always had an interest in music. So I always wanted to mix the two together, and that's how I got into building preamps. And I'd say around 2002, I started selling to other people. I don't know, I can't describe it. I can, even thinking back to a child, I can remember going to some parties and just seeing the look of the speakers and equipment on the stage. I didn't know anything, but just seeing it and hearing it yeah, just something was born there. It's just like a seed was planted to learn more, get more involved. The sound, yeah, there's a sound you can get from preamps which I don't hear on a lot of commercial equipment. Or if I do hear it on commercial equipment, I've had to try really, really hard to get that effect. I feel with a preamp, certain types of playing or certain sounds that you want can come out a lot more easier, like a heavier rounder bass line, for example. One of the main things that will make preamp sounds different are the operators. Yeah, because you've got, for example, one of my ones, you have a lot of different ways of EQing that you can use in different combinations that each operator finds their own particular way. And the same preamp will sound different in different hands.
I might get someone sound that tuned in, you know. I build up the vibes. Check it out neatly. Rastafari vibes, you know. Rastafari soldier. Rastafari soldier. We are Rastafari soldier.
The sound system are the protectors of roots music. Without sound system, I think roots music will slowly fade. Because these people on the radios and the radio DJs, they're not for roots music. They're not playing roots music. They're playing what they think the public wants to hear, and that's dancehall and that's that type of thing. So to keep roots music alive, you need to keep sound system alive.
There is a lot of kind of music that is unheard, you know, on the mainstream market, you know. So there is some music that's hidden to the public until, you know, people start identifying, well, what kind of music is this? And you say to them, yeah, listen to the words, it's roots and it's different, and sometimes it's digital, sometimes it's with a live band, you know. So, you know what I mean, you know, the symbolization of just the music alone, you know what I mean, is showing that there are music hidden that people don't discover.
The next one, you're in your record shops right now as we speak, as of this week, you know. This one also, Rasnito. Listen. Send it the one you have to Sister Girl.
You turn on the radio in England, you go through that legal dial. How much reggae you hear? It's a joke. And you listen to the same station. It's a Radio 1. You listen to Radio 1 today, Friday. You turn it on. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You listen again. They play the same shit every day, right? And yet we're paying license and taxes like everybody else. We can't get our tunes heard. The system is corrupted. Because you try to get a tune or artist on TV in England and see what you have to go through. The walls are so heavy that you wouldn't think it's 2008 where everything's supposed to be free and justice. Yet people talk about equality all the time and so. So much channels. It's not even said it's one channel on the radio. Why we can't have our own channel to play music what we believe in, what we like?
sound system. We are the only radio stations for reggae music because we have to import the music, we take it to the people, play the music, then the people can hear what we're playing, then they find themselves to the record stores, and that's how they get around to getting the records that are coming out. So we act as the radio stations.
It is a media, it's a form of media. And if it's saying something good, the people will hear something good. You understand? I mean, not only with records, we got them utter, which is very important. You know? I mean, some man can make a war if they want. If they say, come now, we're going to Buckingham Palace tomorrow. Yeah. Everybody there and things go on. So it all depends what they portray in their music, in their act, you know, what they try to put across to the people. Very essential, very essential.
The true sound system is the man who goes out there with his full 100, you know? I mean, you have plenty DJs who just walk around with a box of record, yeah? And he said, well then, listen, I'm a sound man, I'm a big sound man, and everyone is talking about this sound man with this box of record and things like that. But no one ever seen that DJ string up a sound. Him don't know how to put a wire together. Him don't know how to put a box together. Him don't know nothing about the sound system. So how you can be a sound man? It's impossible, you know? So you have DJs and you have sound, you know? You have sounds. You have true sound system entertainers.
But it's a sticky subject because it contradicts itself.
Yeah.
Because the way the time and the way England run, or America run, you can't really find a place to carry a sound to play out regular.
That's right.
So for a DJ to say, I'm going to build a sound, half the time would be pointless because you've got nowhere to play it. Because most of the places over here now, they won't let you carry their sound in the place. So you kind of have to use what they have. So it's not half the time is they don't want to carry a sound, but they got nowhere to play the sound. You know? But then if your heart is really true to your thing, you find a place to play your song, you understand? Because other man manage, so, you know what I mean? So the thing's set.
Things in the UK are getting tighter and tighter. Laws and rules and regulations, you know, things like smoking ban, things like sound limit controls, and even festivals and stuff. It's all becoming more and more corporate and more controlled. And it can be quite difficult to get the chance to put a sound system in a club. The club owner will say, well, we've already got a really expensive rig, why do you want to bring yours in and stuff? So, you know, the sound system is a continual fight and struggle, but everybody, you know, needs to continue and play where you can play.
What to do with the venues over here? They knock them down. So there's less venues to play at, you know? You know, like Leeds. Yeah, like Leeds here, subbed up in Chapeltown. This is a good venue. The next venue is down at University of Dub, London. And there was a place in Bedford before, and there's this, that, the other, and Birmingham, and but they build up and they close down. It's very, very, very rare to have a place like this. So give thanks, we have this place just still blessed, you know. So.
The energy that's generated in that space when a sound system plays is still very much based on having exclusive music to offer the crowd. You have to have things that they're familiar with and are to some extent commercial. You know, what we call warm-up music. But after a while, the people want to hear something different.
Yes, sir. So music will continue, yeah. So right now we're going to run the first dub plate for the day, yes? Yeah, man. Special request to each and every one now. Service. Dub plate selection. Feel right in your direction. Channel 1 sound, you know.
We need to do all that, but to get a sound, that Trinity, we have to have dub, you know? Because we played a sound called, what's the name? Youth Man from Manchester in 1982. And we didn't have no dub plates then. And they laughed at us, said, how come you don't have no dub plate? Every song's supposed to have a dub plate. And they threw a dub plate over to us. They threw it, and because to say, yes, you need dub plate to play. So everything's there, and we said, yes, Motown, we have to get dub plates, because we have to. Because we're going to play a lot of sound, and they all got dub, so we need dub.
The only time you would hear them dub plates is on the sound system. And if you come out if you have the right links, and then that's how you started to get dubs from Jamaica and things like that, and people who was going backward and forward, and you had people who come backward and forward from Jamaica, and they give you master tapes, and that's how things started to come around. And then so the dub plate them time was very important, or whatever, guys, just to let people know what was going out, and maybe coming out on the street in a year, 2 years time.
It's like I'm supplying a lot of sounds with dubs now. So imagine now it's the same back in the day, where tubbies would concentrate on who's playing out the most, I would have thought, and supply them with dubs, because obviously they want to be advertised in England so that they can sell records. So certain sound systems would get access to the big studios in Jamaica.
The great King Tubbies, me and the great King Tubbies, we were good friends. We worked together for quite a while. And King Jammies, Bonnie Striker Lead, 90 Observer, you name me, Scratch Lee Perry, all the important guys who are in the industry. So we start dealing directly with the producers and the artists, and we start getting the songs them directly, not even as special, but as pre-recorded songs.
Pre-release.
Pre-releases. Like, there was quite a few songs when Channel 1 started out.